Right. This video is about Breaking Bad, season 5, episode 12, titled "Rabid Dog." Geez, I don't think I can remember anything from it. I just watched it too, but I was watching something else. So I was excited. I had to formulate my ideas on this one. So I think Breaking Bad is good at what it does. By that I mean it's very deceptive. Now, the last episode ended with Pinkman being completely out of his mind, irate, kicking the door in, pouring gasoline everywhere, and in the process of setting Mr. White's house on fire. I feel like things were they were going good for what, like 2 episodes or something like that. You know, even that was a shock in itself. Considering the events that happened in the past, everything kind of mellowed out for like 2 episodes, I feel like. And then before you know it, somebody took a plastic bag, a very thin one, took a large dump in it, a very healthy, fibrous, protein-filled dump, and threw it up into a fan, and it went everywhere. And that's what we're looking at right now in this episode. So Mr. White's doing a decent job of trying to control the situation. You know, he's gonna eliminate Pinkman when he's in the house. Of course, Pinkman's not there. He clears the house. He makes a few calls. They start cleaning stuff up, fixing locks or whatever. But in my head, I'm thinking there's no way how is he gonna cover this? There's no way. And of course, there's an issue of gasoline still being inside, deep inside the flooring. So he can't eliminate that odor without redoing the whole flooring. Okay, how is he gonna get over this? So he comes up with some type of, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense, dude. What you said makes 0 sense. 0. He's like, the pump malfunctioned, and I got my clothes all wet, so I came home and threw my clothes on the carpet, took a shower, came back out. My clothes were so wet that when I got back out, it had soaked into the carpet. That doesn't make any sense. It would have dried by the time you got home. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so, but I like the innocence of his son, Junior, that comes in, and he's like, it's like, don't stop lying. And it's a cliffhanger, too. His innocence leads into a cliffhanger for the viewer. Me, personally, I'm like, uh-oh. But I know Junior hasn't figured the whole thing out yet. He's like, uh-oh. He's like, what? It's like, you passed out. You forget. It's so good. It's not that this part isn't deceptive. It's so good because I'm so involved in the story at this moment. It's weird because, like I said, I'm so involved in the story, I forget the story. So I forget the fact that Walter's cancer came back. So in Junior's naive, with his naive, him being so naive about the situation, he's thinking that his father just passed out because of the medication. And I'm like, okay. And Mrs. White, she is over the hill now. Now she's come to the place where she's like, you know what? She said in her own words, we've come this far. Why not continue? What's one more? She's talking about eliminating Pinkman, which I'm like, duh, this should have been happened. I like Pinkman as a character. He's a great part of the show. Don't get me wrong, but this is the last season. People have to start getting killed off. They already took out Mike, man, which I didn't want to see him go at all. Okay? No, it's a little shaky. But yeah, she's past that, oh my God, I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid for my family, this, that, and the third. Now she's like, hey, let's just get it over with. Which I'm like, okay. She's over that hill. And you have Mr. White. You try to control the situation. That's one thing that that character's kept constant through the whole series. Like, he'll get to some really wild stuff and do his best to fix it, and then just pretend like nothing ever happened. Like, I wonder if there's people like that in real life who's like, yeah, I just did X, Y, Z, but it's just a normal day. Like, it's not, man. You've been through some serious stuff, and for that character just to continually try and glaze it over, that makes the situation worse in my experience. So you try to act like I've done it before. I'm human. I've done something like that. I've like messed up or something like that, and then try to just turn around and try to act like nothing really happened. It's like, no. Run that back. Oh man, but now I'm excited to see what happens in the next episode. And no, I did not forget. There's a twist to this. So, while all this is happening, you're still wondering what happened to Pinkman, because Mr. White does not find Pinkman in the house. No, like, he doesn't find him outside. Nowhere. Where is Pinkman? Guess what? Hank, the brother-in-law, the DEA agent, just happened to be surveilling Pinkman. And guess what? He stops Pinkman from setting the house on fire. Takes Pinkman back to his house. Now, he's a stranger, and, he's snorting a little bit of that Heisenberg blue, you know what I mean? He's feeling good about himself. Can you believe that? They welcome to his house. They welcome Pinkman into their house with open arms. But it's soonly brought to the light that Hank is so motivated on catching Mr. White, it's not even funny. That's the only thing he's thinking about. He's focused on catching him and doing him the right way, not necessarily hurting him, but doing him the right way, which I find interesting. He's a good cop through and through. Great detective work. He wants to catch Mr. White at all costs and put him through the system. Wow. He gets Pinkman to confess on tape about everything. They continue to do police work, but he even brings his partner in, but they know that it's not enough. Man, so they set up so Mr. White is still trying to get in contact with Pinkman and get him to just have a conversation. So Pinkman catches Mr. White. I mean, no, not catches. They decide to meet in a public place. Now, Pinkman's wearing a wire at this point too, and the DA agent, the brother-in-law, he's right there with the partner. They're trying to get a taped confession. You know what I mean? It doesn't work out that way. Pinkman gets scared off because he has a very rough-looking character standing right across from Mr. White, and it's brought to your attention that he had nothing to do with that situation at all. It's just the way he looked and the way Pinkman was feeling. I was so into the story at that point. I feel like I even missed the fact that their efforts, the writers and the character, the writer and the actors' efforts to create suspense in that moment. I glazed right over that. I'm just so excited to see what's going to happen. And now I want to see what happens in the next episode. Because Pinkman ran off. Did he run off or did he? No, he decided not to go because of that person. But the DA agent, the brother-in-law, rides back up. I mean, if you watch that scene, I watched that scene twice. He rolls to that corner hauling all type of butt, all type of beauty in a minivan, which I thought was hilarious. He pulls over, man, what's going on? He starts digging to him. I was like, I got him. I'm going to give him a different way. I'm like, what different way? I just want to see what's going to happen. I just want to see. I'm so excited. I want to see what happens in the next episode.